this last session, we decided, since we didn't cover a lot of things like infield, outfield, drills kind of stuff, we thought we'd throw in the three of us. Between three minds, we actually have enough intelligence for one human being, all right? And I'm going to start off with some outfield drills. All right, we'll just, all right. I'm going to go through this pretty rapidly. We've only got 45 minutes, and we're going to do our hot stove Q&A. And I'm going to pass out some other things to you that Brent gave me before we do the Q&A. So, outfield. Oftentimes forgotten. Nobody cares about outfield. Hit fungos. So who was it that said don't hit fungos to the outfield? One of our speakers this weekend said that you want your outfielders hitting off live BP or getting your reps off live BP in batting practice. Right? Was that you, Jen?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't always do it, but
and that's so true. All right. We start out with a real simple drill. Get your outfielder, hold the glove in front of him, toss him the ball right here. I want them to catch the ball, glove foot forward, catch the ball, bring it back, get in their crow hop. Catch it one-handed. I've gotten away from two-handed catching. All right. I still yell sometimes two-handed if they drop one, but glove foot forward, hand here, toss them ball. You want them to work into that crow hop. They're going to get the ball, take it back, work into their crow hop. Because we want our outfielders to be able to have good footwork, and all the drills I'm going to show you are basically footwork drills. Okay, so that's what we'll start with. Then we'll do balls to their glove side, where they have to spin, like the right fielder going to his glove side, fielding it one-handed, spinning, turning, throwing into it, and we'll throw into a net. So we do this in progression. We do this inside of a gym. These are just some of the things. Rule number one about outfielders. All right? The ball's always going to find you. They'll think, well, I'm out there in right field or whatever, like the Charlie Brown cartoons. Line us up in right field, never gets the baseball. Right? Ball's always going to find you. Which means if you're not ready, what's going to happen? Right? Ball's always going to find you. I don't know how many times as a coach I have put a player in who cannot play, cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. Right? But I wanted to get him some time in a ball game. And I put him in a position. It could be second base, it could be the outfield. Guess what the first ball is going to be hit to? That guy. We had an 8-0 lead. I started out one season with my Pulaski High School team. We won our first 6 games. 5 of them were shutouts. Great pitching staff. The next game, we're winning 8-0. I pulled my right fielder. A walk, 2 balls to the right fielder that got through his legs. All of a sudden, the whole tide was turning in the game. And guess what? We lost that game. 98. The ball will always find you. That's rule number 1. Rule number 2, and I do this, I constantly strive and stress this with our outfielders. Your first 3 steps have got to be hard. So all the drills I'm going to show you now coming up after this, first 3 steps have got to be hard. You've got to run it. Nobody drifts that for a ball. First 3 steps are hard. I got that a long time ago from a guy named Bill Burden, who used to be a pretty good baseball player in the Pittsburgh Pirates and the St. Louis organizations. Right. First 3 steps are hard. You've got to get going hard. So you can always slow down. You know how hard it is to speed up once you're going slow? Everything that's in motion tends to stay in motion. If you're not in motion, it's going to be hard to get it going. All right? First 3 steps hard. That's rule number 2. Here's the drill we start out with. It's called the snake. Set up cones. These are all indoor drills because I have to do a lot of my work. And John grew up in an environment the same way when he was in high school. He had to do all of his work. He had a field house. I didn't have that. Right? All of it inside. So I just set up cones in this kind of configuration right here. We'll start down here. First, do it without a ball. Have your outfielder get set. We want them to turn their hips. We want to turn our hips quickly, get our hips here, so we can get in this direction. So we'll start the outfielder here. Hips turn. We'll tell him to go to here. He'll go to there. He'll set up again. Turn his hips. Go here. When he gets here, another guy starts here. So we've got all our outfielders running, and they're working on this pattern here. So he gets here. What's his name? He's going to do a crossover step. Run straight across to this side here. And here he's going to drop back He can do a drop step with his right foot, drop it back here. Get up here and not kill myself. He can do a drop step with his right foot, drop back this way, get into his running position, and go back here. So that's a snake. We'll do it without a ball first. Then we'll start incorporating the ball. Go. Yes.
Do they stop on each cone and then position?
Yes. They'll get in position first. And then we'll do the ball. Throw the ball, boom, catch. And then when we start using the ball, we may start going faster. We want them to be constantly moving their feet, getting their footwork in the right position. So with a ball, without a ball, you can do it outside. If you're a good enough funko hitter, you do it with funkos outside. You do the same kind of drill outside in a big field. Here's another drill, same thing. Start your outfielder off in the middle. He starts right here. Put your cones here. You got 8 cones. 1 forward, 1 back, 3 on each side. We'll start off without a ball, and I'll just point. Here. Boom, he goes. Back to the center. Boom, that way. That way. Forward, back, or forward, back. All right? Now we add the ball to it. First again without the ball, now with the ball. And once you've done this, what you're working on here, let me go back. What you're working on here is quickness, getting your hips turned. And once you've added the ball in here now, this is really, if you think about so far what I've shown you, if a player was doing this for 5 minutes, what's going to be happening here? What are you doing with that outfielder? You're extending him, right? You're making him work hard, and now you can start maybe making it harder for him. This is where you can do this, make them feel uncomfortable. You can do some deep practice here by stretching their limitations. Maybe you know how fast the guy is. Well, let's make him work a little bit harder to get to that cone, or make him work a little bit harder to get back here. Ball right over your head is a hard ball to catch for an outfielder. How many of you guys are outfielders in here? Where'd you like the ball? Left, right, or behind you? Right at you? Or in front of you? You want it in front of you. Right, you don't want to be running back for it, all right? So this is a good drill to use for your outfielders just to get their footwork going. And you can watch their feet.
We would do this the opposite way.
Huh?
We do this the opposite way.
You do it the opposite
So
way?
the player starts at the cone works his way in, the coach speeds it, you know what I'm saying? And he does it the opposite way.
Yeah, you can do it. There's a lot of variations for all this stuff here. These are just some footwork drills. Here's the W. I started calling this the Cassiopeia drill because nobody knew what that was. But if you look in the northern sky, there's a Cassiopeia. That's one of the constellations. Right? Same thing. Start your player here. Get him here, 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 here. And do the same thing whether you can do it with ball, without a ball. And you can have multiple. You can have a line of players back here. Line of players they're working on a command. Go. Once he gets here, he stops right away. As soon as he stops, he's got to turn his hips and go to the next cone. So his first move is in. He's running in for a ball coming into him. He stops at that cone. Now he's got to go back. He's got to get his hips in position, go back into this cone. Does the same thing here. Now he's running in again. And again, you do this with the ball or without a ball. Here's your coach. That's the best one I can find. Sorry. Here's your coach right here. He can throw the balls. This one I love. This is one I know I invented this one. It's 5 alive. Or you can call it 10 alive. We just put a box with 4 cones. Player in the center, outfielder in the center. He's working with partners. These guys work with partners. You can do it with a coach in the beginning, but all of my outfielders work together. And what they're doing, first ball is going to be right at him, right? So you're going to, John, you get up here a second. I don't have any baseballs here, right? So
Roger does.
Yeah.
but I can't toss it anymore. So the first ball is going to be right at him. So if John was standing over here, just imagine he's here, all right? I'm just going to toss the ball right at him. He's going to get out. As soon as I toss that ball, I'm going to toss another ball up in the air. Follow me so far? I can't do it in here because it's not going to work. I'll toss the ball right at him. So he's going to make the catch. He's going to work on his footwork. And then as soon as I toss that first ball to him, I'm going to take another ball, toss it up in the air high enough. So because now I'm going to throw him a third ball. right at him, and right after he catches that ball, what's he going to have to do? Who's following me so far?
Just to build the ball.
He's got to look up. He's got to find that ball number 2 that I threw. We can do without it. All right. So one's up, the second one's up high, third one's at him, and he's got to find the second ball, and then after that I'll toss the ball to the corner, back here. So after he's found this ball, he's already caught the ball, he's going to just drop it where it is. And I'll toss the ball back here, where he's going to have to hustle back to that position, and then the fifth one will be right in this area here. He's going to come in for it. It's going to be a ground ball. The fifth one's going to be a ground ball, where he's working on his do-or-die technique or his fielding technique. All right. And I call this 5 alive because it really, you do this for, it takes about 30 seconds. Well, what's the player have to do in 30 seconds? He's got a lot of running in that 30-second time. And what these guys will do now is they'll make it harder. They can throw the ball to this corner too, if they want to. Or if you add, you can do it with 10 balls, which makes it how you get it, balls. You make it harder. And what you're working on is finding balls, making quick decisions, getting to a ball, making your feet work correctly. And then this one here, it's just 2 diamonds, the same kind of thing. You have 2 balls this time here now. What we're doing here is a communication drill. And I've done this, and you've all probably done this, where you start 2 lines on one side and you're working on communication. You want your outfielders to be able to communicate with each other. Mine, or ball. What's in there? What's in right now in college?
I don't know. Ball, we say ball.
We say ball.
Been for 22 years.
We want them to communicate well. What's always happened to me, excuse me, is they cheat. So if I have one line in this corner here and another line in that corner there, and I'm standing here, and I throw a ball in the middle, we've got to come together. I say, you're the center fielder, you're the left fielder. We've got to come together, so we're working on communication, who's got priority, right? They have to call the ball. What happens is they cheat, and they don't really work hard at it. So here, with this drill here, you have two tossers here, all right? You have 2 players. This tosser is tossing the ball here, okay? This tosser is tossing the ball in this direction. So this guy's going to break, he's going to go back, he's going to drop step to his right side and turn his hips and get to this cone over here. This one is going to do just the opposite. He's going to drop his back step and turn his hips and get to this cone over here. Now, after they're going to do this together. Now, as soon as that happens, as soon as they're breaking here and they get to their catch, another ball is thrown right here. They don't have time. Now they've got to communicate. This is where you communicate right here. Because this ball is coming here is going to make them, they're going to have to make a decision. There's one guy's running this way, the other guy's running this way. And the ball is going to be here. I use coaches for this because I don't want the players to screw this up, all right? But the ball is going to be right here. So they have to communicate. Mine, ball, all right? After the catch is made, if this guy's running in this direction, he keeps going this way. Another ball is thrown over here. Another ball is thrown over here. And then finally, they run again from here up to here. And that's their next communication. Yes,
So the first 2 balls are thrown simultaneously.
Right, simultaneously.
Right? And then 1 ball's thrown.
This one ball is thrown here. So these 2 balls at this direction would be thrown simultaneously also. I just did that in the arrows. I did this quickly a couple days ago. So this is, that's basically how that looks. I think it's the last one. Yeah, it is. One more. So these are things I do to get my outfit. I want them working hard. I can do it in a gym. I can work on communication. I can work on technique. I can work on watching how they're catching the ball. We've got all tons of other drills we use for ground balls and throwing the bases and things like that. But I just thought I'd show you a couple footwork drills that can really make your guys work hard. And they have, you know what? They have fun doing this. They really like this. Yes, question in the back.
What sort of distance are you putting your contact here?
Right here, let's say if this is a gym, we don't have a field house, so I've got a basketball floor, a regulation basketball floor. So I would put these cones sort of near the wall, but not too close so they're going to run into the wall on this side here. And we have mats at either end of the gym, so if they run into the wall here, I don't mind. They're gonna hit a real nice mat over here. And we have stands over on this side here. So basically, what is a basketball floor? How wide is it? It's about maybe 1.5 times this room. This room plus a half, maybe? All right. So that's as far apart as they'd be. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
And you can do a lot of things. You don't have to use. You can just use this part here. But what you're really working on here, you're working on communication. Outfielders have to learn how to communicate. You know, one thing they have to learn is trust. They have to be able to trust the players that are with them. And this is the way you can kind of do this. Any other questions about that? So that's some things you can do with your outfielders for footwork. John's going to show you some things we can do with infielders.
Oh, Greg, you gonna get in here?
Greg's going to do you want to do the base running first?
Yeah, I'm gonna do, I'll do some base running stuff tomorrow a little bit, but what I'm gonna talk to you about quickly, you know how we've been talking about all day? Talk more early and say less late. So I'm gonna say less late right here to get us on closer to dinner. But here's what I'm gonna encourage you. If you wanna win the games, you have to win the road games. Road games are tougher to win than home games, and the reason for that is because you're going to a brand new facility. In case you don't know, older guys get a little ornery at the end of the day. All right, but road games typically are harder to win, and part of that is that you don't know the facilities, you don't know the grass, you don't know some things. For instance, on Thursday night with my Division I team, and we're on a road series for a 3-game series, we go in on Thursday, travel, and practice at that facility. Here's what I'm going to recommend to you. If you have a chance to practice that facility, try to gauge when the game time is going to be and see where that sun is at. It will really put your outfielders at a comfort level if they know what the sun is going to do and how they're going to be. If you show up, you haven't done that, and the sun is coming over the third base line straight into the right fielder's face, he is just going to be fried mentally. Not only is that going to affect him defensively, but it's also going to affect his offensive game. Secondly, with a good fungo, you need a good fungo hitter. Hit your people some pop flies. Put outfielders and infielders, catchers together with your pitchers lightly, depending. But put those guys together because they have to catch balls too. And hit some pop fly communication because they need to see what the ball looks like coming from the background of the stadium or the place that you're playing, or how can they kick it up or not pick it up. That's very important to put them at ease. If you're playing a night game, try to work it out to get under the lights and see how low the lights are, how high the lights are, and can you see the baseball. Get balls. Get about 4 balls. Go down to home plate and roll 4 balls down the third base line and roll 4 balls down the first base line. You're trying to see how the dirt and the grass are going to play together when the ball is bunted. Will it push off foul? Will it push back fair? So you put your pitchers and catchers at ease if they're going to really be in a bunt situation. For instance, you bunt the ball down the first base line, pitcher knows it's coming back fair, he's got to get off the mound and go get the baseball. So immediately you're talking about that. Get your fungo guy a ball and hit to the outfielders. In the MLB, did you see the Brewers play the Nationals? It was the play of the playoffs, potentially. Maybe Howie Kendrick back there, Brent, that was a big play too in the game. But the right fielder missed the ball because in a tightly cut grass, and some of you don't have really good grass, and then bang, all of a sudden you're on really good grass. Really good grass, cross-cut with a real mower, will get the ball to snake out into the outfield. It actually moves like this going to the outfielder. Your outfielders need to know how the ball is going to play. Height to the grass, how fast it gets to them. For instance, ball is smoked to the gap, but the grass is high. Ball's not going to the wall. It will change their angle going to the baseball. So they need to know that. Take your outfielders, take them all the way back to the wall, put their butt on the wall, and have them run off the wall. If there's a warning track out there, they know now how big the warning track is, how many steps there are off the wall, so they can go in and get the ball at the wall. Take some balls and go down in the corners. Hit some balls in the corners and see how it caroms off. Every part's different, so you have different dimensions and different angles and curvatures down there. Sometimes the ball will hit the wall and come back in the outfield. Sometimes the ball will stay down in the corner, make that play down there. So those little things like that prepares you as a coach and put your players at ease to know what to do about how to win road baseball games. And then lastly, buy the umpire a beer if he's having any problems before the game. That's going to be your best recommendation. All right, John, come back.
I'll just
Stick it out of my stick. Little segment.
It's coming. Relax. Relax. All right. Some of you guys, obviously in Europe, basketball and soccer are bigger by most people's expectation than baseball. My wife was a basketball player. I met her. I was out of college. She was in college. She was playing hoops. I was a graduate assistant, and we met. And then she ended up coaching my daughter as well through high school. But one thing they did every day for the first 5 minutes was ball handling. Very typical for basketball, so why not for baseball? So here's a ball handling series you can use. At the youth level, the glove is the problem, usually. The glove's supposed to help us, but a lot of times it hurts us, so we got to learn how to use it. I apologize for the graininess of this, but here it is. So I got our guys competing here around the back. Then they're going to go figure 8. Then they'll go scissors. Any questions? All right, here's a very basic drill. Notice what we've done is we put a T in between their legs that creates their center line of their body. We want the glove always just to the glove side of the center line. In order to make this more obvious, we also put that right on a line. Now, this T sits out front of it so that when the player squats down, the glove has to be out in front. That's a big point. Why is it so important when we feel that the glove is out in front? It has nothing to do with getting handcuffed.
You gotta see the ball.
Got to see the ball. Remember we talked about sight lines. The reason most people catch pop-ups like this instead of like this is because we don't have to move our head to track it into the glove. Similarly, if I can get my head behind the glove and have a connection, I can track that ball in without it. So how do we teach it? We simply put a T in here, so the glove has to go in front of the tee to field, and then when he transitions his feet, he takes this foot in front of that tee, toe to toe, and make the throw. So let's run this video. Pretty basic video, but I think it's an easy daily drill. And it doesn't matter what you teach.
Coach or is the player doing it?
Right now, the coach is rolling it. We have probably 4 lines with either a player or a coach rolling. Okay, pretty basic. Same drill, but now we're just adding short hops, 2-handed short hops in zone 1, which is between our feet. Pretty basic. Then we got picks. Yeah, and as you can see, they're using the proper footwork and throwing to the next guy. One really quick thing. I'm a big believer that the feet go toe-to-toe most of the time, and I would prefer my outfielders to step in front as opposed to step behind. That's my preference. In the major leagues, you see it both ways. You see a lot of outfielders just rock back and tip. but I do believe, for me, the feet create consistency in the throw. All right, and I also think when I step behind, a lot of athletes get out of position. So we're always trying to function toe-to-toe. The other reason we do that is because when I started, there was one coach and 30 players. I was the coach. So all our players throw the same. Our footwork for our catchers, the catcher's position, if he squatted down, his feet would be in the same position, his footwork would be the same. Outfielders. You want to know the best outfielder? Your shortstop. All right, so everyone has the same thing. Here's a cone with a flip, a little bit different. So what are we working on the cone? We're working on quick feet to get around. It always creates some movement through the ball. Once again, very basic daily drill. And he's just flipping it back to the coach so we get some glove control out of it.
Kind of banana to the ball, or
You
to
know,
the ball.
a small. So we talk about getting to the right of the ball. It puts the glove in position and it creates a good angle to throw. And this drill I like. So they're fielding, and if I had the volume on, what you would see is one of our coaches is yelling now. When you hear now, you want to throw as quickly as possible. So you'll see some guys throw quickly. You'll have, right? And then you'll have some guys take an extra step. And what we're trying to do is teach body awareness. This one I think is a great one for our outfielders. Quick catch to the outfielders. Where do we field? In front. Always field in front, not to the side of our body, in front of our feet. All right? And then I'm going to end with the box drill. So, the box drill, you just get a square, you're in your gym. Okay? What are we doing? One cone is going to throw on the run. Why do we need to teach how to throw on the run? Because it happens in the game. It also creates body awareness and ability to make adjustments. So we have one group throwing on the run. The next cone is going to work on backhands. The next cone is going to work on short hops. And the last one's going to do a diving play. This is how it looks when you put it all together. I'm in the middle. Watch the ball and watch where people rotate. Short hop. Throwing on the run. Backhand. Dive play. Back here. Short hop. He goes here. Throws it there. On the run. Back to the coach. Backhand. Throws diagonally. Oh, throws diagonally. Back to the coach. Dive play. Throws right here. He throws it back to the coach. Coach throws it to him. Pick play. He goes to here. We're on the run. Backhand. Diagonal. Back to the coach. Dive play. Get up. You see how that works? And you can change what you want to do at these corners, but it's maximum repetition with one coach. Now we do 4 sets of these. You can see our 1, 2, there'll be another group going over here. All right? Any questions on any of these? All right.